Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Before I start, I'd like us to just, I'd like to start this session with a minute's silence in honor of those who have been brutally murdered by their own government in Nigeria. So it's 12:02 by my time, and I want us to observe a full 1 minute silence to recognize those fallen heroes. May the soul of those who were brutally murdered in Lekki, Lagos, Nigeria, and other parts of Nigeria by the terrorist Nigerian government, may their soul all rest in peace. Amen. It's really a sad day. It's really a sad day. I literally I'm empty inside. I'm confused. And I have never felt this way before. And I have never felt this much pain in my heart since there are only 2 incidents I can remember that has caused me this much pain. Losing my father when I was young and losing one of my twin sons here in the UK. Those 2 incidents and on those 2 occasions I have felt so much pain and grief. Since then I cannot remember anything that has given me so much pain than the incidents of yesterday and that happened at Lekki Toll Gate yesterday in Nigeria. And that's why today I have not prepared anything to teach on mortgages. I have not prepared anything to teach on anything finance, because there comes a time when more important things take center stage. If I, who is supposed to be teaching, is feeling this way, how will the people that I'm supposed to be teaching these things be feeling? I am a Nigerian. And I cannot deny it. I cannot run away from it. I did not choose where I was going to be born into. I did not choose my country of origin. Fate bestowed it on me and millions of other Nigerians. And it's not a crime. It's not a crime that you belong to a particular country, to a particular ethnicity, to a particular region in this world. You haven't committed any crime. It's none of your faults. And then somebody grows up, comes out, solicits for votes, makes all manner of promises, and takes an oath to protect lives and properties, places his hand on a Quran or Bible or whatever document or constitution, and swears by his life that he's going to protect lives and properties. And then the people hand him the mandate to do that. He gets into position, into power, and turns back against the same people that gave him the mandate to protect them. How do you justify that? I mean, how could you? What sin, what offense has these guys, these youths committed in the last 12 or 13 days? If not that they just went out to protest, demanding for better life, protection, better amenities, better governance. And then your response to that is to unleash mayhem on them and send soldiers to go out there and release live bullets on as many as possible. Oh, God. See, since last night, to be honest with you, I had a very bad night. I couldn't sleep. Okay? I was feeling like something inside of me left. The videos I was watching online, the videos I've been watching on social media, people were watching people die live on Instagram. A video captured a live moment when an innocent citizen running for his dear life was gunned down on the streets of Lagos. These things are captured and aired live on social media, happening in a country that has a government. People have been asking this question for a very long time. How did we get here? And that's why I tagged this particular session today. How did we get here? Nigeria is a government against its own future. How did we get here? That's the critical question. Now, let me tell you how we got here as a Nigerian. We got here because one way or the other, we enabled these guys to do what they did last night. We got here because one way or the other, we turned blind eyes to the injustices that were meted out to other people because we felt we were not responsible and we were not concerned. We got here because people sold their souls for pittance. Remember Zakzaki, the killing in Zaria and the Shiites. When it was happening to the Shiites and Zakzaki and his people, everybody turned blind eye and said, well, it's just the Shiites. Let them deal with it. They finished with the Shiites. They went down to the southeast and they started killing IPOB boys. And they started killing people even at Nnamdi Kanu's house. Right? Chinaya, I'm bringing you on camera, okay? Thank you. Sorry, it's not on. Okay, yeah. And we said nothing. They went down to the southeast and they started dealing with the IPOB boys and killing them, murdering them in broad daylight. And everybody turned blind eyes because it's the Igbos, it's the southeast, deal with them. It's none of our business. By turning blind eyes and not solidarizing with those who were suffering injustices in the minority, then we enabled them to gather enough strength and enough guts and enough power to now come for every single one of us. Okay, let me give you another instance. When they removed the Chief Justice of Nigeria unduly and illegally, what did Nigerians do? Everybody was busy defending their political affiliation, their religious affiliation, their regional affiliation, and every kind of stupid interest. They did that and it worked. They did it and it worked. And we all turned blind eyes. They manipulate elections, and we aid them to do that. And then we justify that by saying politics is a game. We help them to play the game. The monsters we created now have turned against the creators. People were labeled all sorts of things when they speak up on social media and when they speak out for people, because people were busy protecting their own selfish interests. And these monsters grew guts. They grew wings. They decided that these guys bought over. And by buying them over, sorry, I'm bringing Chinenye here. Yeah. Okay. Chinenye on camera, yeah. By giving them that level, they decided to turn against us. Now, when the people who own the power, who brought you into power, decided to say, enough is enough, what did you do as a government? You turned against them and you sent soldiers to go and kill your own children. You sent soldiers to go and kill your own children. The soldiers that opened live ammunition, do you know what those protesters were asking for? They were asking for good governance. And good governance comes with improved welfare for everybody in the security apparatus. Good governance will bring welfare to the police and to every one of you in uniform. The same people you were killing and shooting were fighting for you. But you are more interested in taking orders from people who care less about you, who just want to use your sorry soul and your sorry ass and abandon you and fly out in their private jets. And I hear some of them are already leaving the country now in their private jets and already landing in Europe. And every European country that allows these murderers on their soil is an accomplice. What in heaven's name have you guys turned Nigeria into? I have been listening and watching to see if there has been any resignations at all since last night up to this moment. No single Nigerian government official has tendered resignation for what happened at Lekki Toll Gate yesterday. None. And for your information, the Vice President of Nigeria, Professor Osibanjo, is a professor at law. He is a lawyer. He is a pastor, and he is a Christian. I am a Christian too. Buhari, the president, is a Muslim. And every religion that I know has some element of morality as its undertone. Does life not mean anything? Does life not mean anything to any of you? Does life not mean anything to any of you? I am asking you, Nigerian government, does life not mean anything to any of you? You shipped all your children and your families abroad. And then you sat on your seat of power that was handed to you by your citizens. And you ordered the killing of those citizens, these same people. That you stood on a stage campaigning, rallying for their votes, calling on them to vote you into power. Buhari, you tried 3 times. 3 times to become democratically elected. 3 times you tried to become a president. Before you were packaged, you came live on CNN and told the whole world that you are a reformed Democrat. Is this the reformed Democrats that you are? A lot of people were calling out in 2015 that this guy is not a Democrat. They were labeled anti-Nigerian and they were labeled all sorts of things. Today, every single person I know that voted Buhari in is saying that they are regretting that, except some whose pride are too lumpy for them to swallow. The Nigerian Senate and the House of Reps, behold the president that you are supposed to be checkmating. But can you say anything? No. Because your mouth is full. You've eaten and dined with the devil. You cannot stand up and defend your constituents. I am here in the UK, and I was I was listening to the news yesterday. I saw Andy Burnham. He's the mayor of Manchester. He was fighting for his constituents against the central government because he felt the interests of his constituents were not being properly represented. He was fighting for them, fighting for their rights. He is the hero of the northern part of UK right now. What are our senators doing? What are the House of Rep members doing? Nothing. But let me tell you all one thing. On the 20th of October 2020, every single one of you in the Nigerian government, you murdered sleep. The blood of those children you shed at Lekki Tollgate, in Ibadan, in Abuja, and everywhere, every single one of them will continue to seek vengeance for the rest of your lives. This is not like one of those you kill and you go scot-free. No. This is it. The contract between the government and the governed is a moral and a legal contract. And one of the critical elements that sustains it is trust. The people should trust the government and the government should trust its people. The moment one of you of the party on that contract loses that element of trust, that's it. The Nigerian government have lost the moral compass to be called a government. They have lost the trust and the confidence of every single reasonable Nigerian. And because of that, that contract is morally null and void. No government kills its own people. No, no, no. That's not how it's done. How are you going to sleep? How do you go back home and sleep? How do you go back home and sleep after doing this? All you politicians that had a hand in this, how do you go back home and sleep? What do you tell your children? What do you tell your wife? How do you defend this? How do you tell them you murdered other people's children? The same pain your wife went through before they brought your own children to this world. The same pain those mothers went through to bring their children to this world. The same pain, the same labor. My wife was in labor with my first child for 12 good hours. A mother will go through this pain, bring a child into this world, and because you have a uniform, you've got a gun, and you feel you have a right over their lives to open live ammunition on them, to shoot them with the national flag, singing the national anthem, and you're wearing an army uniform. The flag means nothing to you. The anthem means nothing to you. The life means nothing to you. And you call yourself a soldier. Defending what? What does a soldier do? Were you not told what to defend? You're defending the integrity of the country against foreign enemies. The children, the youths at Lekki Tollgate, what do they represent? Foreign or enemies? Which of them? They are your brothers, they are your sisters, they are your children. They are everything you call blood. And you went in there and you pulled the trigger and you killed. You bloody killed. What did you think you were shooting at? Some bird? Some antelope? Some elephant? Or some lifeless? Did you think you were at a military training where you have some lifeless image before you and you are asked to aim, to target and shoot and aim? What? Did you not hear voices singing the national anthem? First of all, they sent them to go and remove all the CCTV cameras at Lekki Tollgate. They removed the CCTV cameras so that there will be no evidence. Then they turned off the street lights at Lekki Tollgate. And then they descended upon our youths after surrounding them and rounding them up. and started killing and shooting them, gunning them down, enjoying it. And then they were carrying their bodies and dumping them in their trucks and cutting them away to erase evidence. And then the ambulance came to help the wounded and to see if they can even revive or help those who are casualties. Do you know what they did? They denied the ambulance entrance to the scene. They meant to kill. They came to kill, they meant it, and they actually carried it out. I shared some of Bola Ahmed Tinubu's tweets with some of my mates on WhatsApp. There were about 24 I won't say pages, or 24 sections of the tweets. And I read every single one of them from 1 to 24. And then I took notice of number 16 on his tweets, where Bola Ahmed Tinubu yesterday was practically saying that the government will have to use brute force on the protesters to stop the protests. It's there on his, I've saved it. It's there in my phone. It's actually Bola Ahmed Tinubu's official Twitter account. Number 16 of the tweets actually advocated for the use of brute force to get rid of the protesters. And in less than 24 hours after that tweet, the Lekki massacre happened. Make of it whatever you wish. But I want to make it clear to every single person who is in Nigerian government. If you have not resigned yet, and you do not resign over this massacre, you are an accomplice. No matter how you disguise it, you are an accomplice. The only way to show that you have no hand in this and you are not in support of it and you're on the side of the people is to resign from this murderous government. If you do not resign, you are an accomplice. You are an accomplice if you do not resign, including the Senate. And I won't be surprised that if you go to parts of Nigeria now, work is still going on as normal. In some parts, some people are busy doing their work, going to work, doing their business, and running their business is normal. As if nothing happened. Where is the Nigeria Labour Congress? Your souls have been bought by how much? Where are all the unionists in Nigeria? You still allow your union members to go to work today after all that happened? ASU, you go on strike when you are not well paid. But when your children are murdered, you still want to go and teach who? Nigerian Union, National Union of Teachers. Which children do you want to teach? Nigerian Bar Association. Who do you want to go and defend at the courts? All you unionists, who, exactly who are you representing? Shut down that country. Everybody sit at home. Traders refuse to trade. Workers refuse to work. Injustice to one has to be injustice to all. It is this lackadaisical attitude because I'm not directly affected. That's why we are here. I gave the instance of when they did it to the Shiites in the north. We said it's the Shiites' problem. When they did it to IPOB in the east, we said it's IPOB's and southeast problem. These guys, first of all, divided us along ethnic lines, religious lines, and along political factional lines. And the moment they saw that we are now divided, they started dealing with us in bits and pieces. The moment we came together, we saw what we could do as a nation united. They became scared of our unity. The only reason they opened fire was because they are scared. They are scared because we are united. They are scared that we can now do more, having been united. Nobody was talking about APC, PDP, or whatever freaking party anymore. Everybody was speaking with one voice. They became scared because we are united. They hired thugs. Government hired thugs. Oh my God. Government hired thugs. They were using police vans to carry thugs, to ferry thugs from one point to the other to go and disrupt protests, to cause mayhem, to create violence, to give the protests a very bad name, and then give them legitimacy to come and murder. What government hires thugs? Ferrying them in black SUVs? And a man in black suit orchestrating the action, telling them where to go? I repeat, any European, American, or foreign nation that allows any member of this murderous government to rest on their soil is an accomplice to what is happening in Nigeria. The 20th of October 2020 remains a dark day in the history of this nation. We will never, ever, ever forget. The day our flag was stained with the blood of its citizens murdered by its own government. That is what we remember that day for. Today, this morning, I do my jogging every morning. This morning, I was too weak to run. I was mentally drained. I was physically knocked out. I couldn't get myself to do anything. I am in my office now. I am still not composed enough to do anything. I'm responding to inquiries and queries here and there in bits and pieces. I'm just not mentally focused as I should be, because the events of yesterday keeps ringing in my brain and I can't deal with it. And trust me, if I can't deal with it, I don't mind shutting my office down and just going home and rest, because I need to get some sanity back in my head. The whole thing is doing my head in. Because I cannot fathom it. I cannot understand it. Nigeria is under attack by its own government. You're killing your youth, your future. Assuming your children go travel abroad and they finish their study and do whatever, and they come back, who are they going to govern? A lot of places are up in flames now in Lagos. Angry youths are burning down buildings and doing all the rest of them. That's what you have driven them to. These are youths that have remained non-violent for 12 days. For 12 days, they have remained non-violent. The whole world knew that they had remained non-violent. And then you came with your soldiers to kill them. Sanwo-Olu, the governor of Lagos State, the chief security officer of Lagos State, you said, and I quote you, that powers beyond your direct control. This is directly from the governor of Lagos State. He said that powers beyond his direct control were responsible for the Lekki massacre. Sonwolu, can you be honest enough and come live and broadcast to the people of Lagos State and tell them the powers that are beyond your direct control that are behind this thing? And after making that speech, the honorable thing for you to do is to resign as the governor of Lagos State. If you do not resign, you are an accomplice. And there is no explanation that is good enough for any citizen of Lagos State to take from you. Live, broadcast it live, and tell everybody what you know about the murder and the massacre at Lekki Toll Gate last night. And after telling that, if you are able to convince yourself and the nation that your hands are clean, resign honorably and let the powers that are beyond your direct control, as you claimed, let them come and govern Lagos State from wherever they are. Because if they cannot let you become a governor and secure the lives of your property, lives and property in your state, you have failed. Simple. If you cannot take responsibility for protecting the lives and properties in Lagos State, and there are powers beyond you that are ordering that thing to be done, you need to step out and step down. And then people will start taking you seriously. If you continue in government after this, you are an accomplice, Sonwolu. I have listened to various conversations online and even recorded phone calls between Bola Ahmed Tinubu and some other people, and he's saying that he had no hand in all these things, and all hands and fingers keep pointing at him, at Bola Tinubu, that he has a hand in this. There is an Igbo proverb, and I'm going to say it in Igbo the way it is said. I will interpret it later. It says, Ebe nwata na-ebe atụ aka, ọ bụ na nne ya nọrọ ya, nne ya nọrọ ya. Where a child is crying and pointing their fingers at, if their mom is not there, the dad will be there. Tinubu, there is a reason people are pointing fingers at you. There is a reason the suspicion is strong around you. I also saw a video online of snipers mounted at Oriental Hotel where Tinubu has interests. Snipers on top of the hotel. Why Oriental Hotel? Why your own hotel, Tinubu? Why snipers at the roof of your hotel? What are the snipers doing there? Obviously to protect your business and your property. Because that matters more to you than the lives of people there on the streets. And I ask all of you, from the Senate to the state governments, to the ministers, to everybody in government, how much more do you want to steal and kill? Have you not stolen enough? Have you not killed enough? Now that you have killed these people, what else have you got to offer? That's it. You played your last card. You have played your last card. That's it. You have declared war on your own people. And the people that came in peace with flags and placards and no guns and no weapons, you have already armed them. You've armed them with your violence. No matter where you run to, maybe because you think you have private jets and you can fly out of the country whenever you want, or you can fly your children and your family out of the country whenever you can choose to become refugees for however long you want to become. But let me tell you one thing that will not travel with you: your name. Your body can travel, your family can travel, but your name will never travel with you. That name will remain stained in the history of Nigeria. Every citizen of Nigeria who has voted their legislators or their representatives in power should start the process of recalling every single one of them at the National Assembly. because they've all failed. The National Assembly we have today cannot stand up against the president or the presidency. They cannot stand up for the rights of the people that voted them. Every single one of them is corrupt, and they have been corrupted. They have just gone there to eat and drink and wine on the blood of their citizens. They feed on our flesh, they wine on our blood. If there is a legal process to recall them, it should start now, and you should start recalling all of them, because there is no need for them anymore. Nigeria has to be rebooted and start all over again. In a month where we are supposed to be celebrating 60 years of independence from colonialism, and we are then still being brutalized by the same people that we are supposed to be celebrating freedom with. Oh God. The independence of the youths, the independence of the citizens of Nigeria started last night. The blood of those that you murdered will not be in vain. They will continue to hunt every single one of you. And if you've got children, oh, God bless your children. Because I know that the Nigerian youths that you murdered will never, ever forget the names of those who shed blood and stained our flags with blood. You started by dividing us. Every election, you make it a North versus South affair, a Christian versus Muslim affair, a Yoruba versus... In fact, at some point, there was I went for a gathering here in UK, and we were discussing Nigerian politics, and all of a sudden, it turned into a Yoruba versus Igbo thing. And I was astonished at the level of nepotism and tribalism that some people here in the UK were voicing out. And I said to them to their face, really? I thought you guys were educated. I thought you were learned. I thought you were enlightened. I thought that coming here would erase all this nonsense off your brains. Here in the UK, this level of bigotry and tribalism exists still in you. They were practically justifying what was happening in Nigeria, even though they acknowledged it was wrong, but they said it was right for them because they are Yorubas and they are Southwest, and they are happy because it will favor them, and they are fighting for their interests, that the Igbos are playing, don't know how to play politics. And that day I realized how deep the bigotry and tribalism that these politicians have implanted in us. I had to leave that party in anger. And there was a dentist in that gathering. A dentist. Somebody who's gone to school and studied so much. He's a dentist, but the level of bigotry and tribalism that was coming out of his mouth, I couldn't believe it. And I said to them, I'm talking about the welfare of Nigeria, and you're telling me about what is good for your tribe? Is that all you care about? But this is how deep the division is, that where we see ourselves, we don't even recognize how deep the bigotry and division and tribalism is. But the events of the last 14 days or 13 days have made me a proud Nigerian again. Because we decided not to see any more division, we decided to see ourselves as one, and we realized that we have one common enemy. For the first time, they became scared of a united nation. What happened at Lekki Tollgate yesterday was out of fear. These guys are scared to the teeth. They knew that the game was up. And they knew that if they did not take drastic action, that the revolution that will come upon them, they cannot bear. But you know what? Guess what, guys? The revolution has already started, and there is no going back. Yellow Showore stood up to organize a Revolution Now protest. They picked him up, manhandled him, maltreated him. Some people were actually applauding the government when they were dealing with Yele Sowore because they thought it was Yele Sowore they were dealing with. Nnamdi Kanu stood up in the southeast to speak for his own people. They decided to make a caricature of him and they set him up and they did all they did. And some were applauding the government because they thought he was dealing with Nnamdi Kanu. El Zakzaky stood up to speak for his own sect. They picked him up and deal with him, and people were applauding them. Are you still applauding? Have you seen where your applauds have landed us? Can you now see that we have one common enemy? That when they were dealing with Nnamdi Kanu, Yele Sowore and Zakzaky and other human rights activists, and you were applauding them saying, yes, deal with them with iron. Can you see that you were actually emboldening these animals? Now they have come for every one of us. But you know what? Let our spirits not be dampened. They can kill the body, but they cannot kill the spirit. The spirit remains alive. They can kill the body, but the spirit remains alive. And we stand in solidarity with all the souls that were lost last night, that the soldiers went in to kill and murder, and they wanted to get rid of the evidence, and they felt a part of the evidence was the body, were the bodies, and they carted away with the bodies. How can you kill somebody's child and keep their corpse? How? How? You deny somebody of life, and you chose to keep the corpse. Why are you killing them? Why are you killing them? They are children. They are children. They are somebody's children. But if you are still alive, or whether you are dead, whatever you are, if you do not resign after this, you are a demon. That's what you are. That's what you are. All of you at the Senate National Assembly, if you don't all resign after this, you are all part of the problem, and the curses that Nigerians have been laying against you will last you a generation. This is the last straw that will break the camel's jaw. This is the last nail on the coffin of your greed, on the coffin of your nepotism, on the coffin of your injustice. You have done enough damage to that country and the youths and the people of the generation. Enough is enough. How hard is that for you to understand? How? You're killing animals, right? You're happy. You are. I have 3 children. I am a father. I know what it takes to father one child. Talk more of 3. And I'm imagining the state of mind of the parents of these children that have been gunned down for doing nothing. How do you begin to explain to a mother? How do you begin to explain to a father that the offense their child committed was to go out and demand for their rights? How do you begin to explain that to a parent, that they will never see their children anymore? That they died in the hands of people who are supposed to be protecting them. The very same people they are fighting for. That they had no guns, all they had were flags and placards. That's all they had. They were not armed. They couldn't defend themselves. They could not shoot back at you. Because you had a uniform and a gun, that gave you the right over somebody's life. Because you had a uniform and a gun. A uniform that was provided for by the taxpayers' money, the same person you are killing, paid for your uniform, paid for your bullets, paid for your guns, paid for your vans, and you use the same resources against them to kill them. The power you exhibited, who gave it to you? Who owns the power? The people. They gave that to you. Shame on you, Nigerian government. Shame on you, Lagos state government. Shame on any state government where lives were lost and they kept quiet. Shame on you, National Assembly. Shame on all of you. Osibanjo, shame on you as a professor, as a lawyer. Shame on you. Bloody shame on you. Shame on all of you. Shame on all of you. That's right. You've done your worst. That's okay. And for all of you who directly or indirectly enabled this to happen, you know the role you played. Congratulations. Congratulations, okay? Clap for yourselves. You've tried. Well done. But let me remind you that whatever has a beginning has an end. Okay? Whatever has a beginning has an end. Nigerian government, if you don't know what you've done, you have declared war on your citizens. Right? You rehabilitate Boko Haram and say they are repented, and you give them uniform to wear, and you dress them up, and you pay them money, and you reintegrate them into the community, and you spend millions or billions and say you are rehabilitating them. These are people who have killed, raped, maimed, destroyed, and brutalized people. And then, on innocent citizens, you open fire. On innocent citizens, you open fire. But you're powerless against the terrorists. The very people you should be protecting the citizens against, you're powerless against them. But then on innocent citizens, you open fire and you kill innocent children. What is the difference between you and Herod? What is the difference between you and Herod in the Bible? That went on to kill innocent children because they wanted to kill Jesus. What's the difference? Because you want to retain power at all costs. What are you going to do with all that power? For how many years? 4-year tenure. At most 8 years. Is that enough to waste a life? After 8 years, what else? Okay, you want money. How much? How much is a life worth? How much have you not made? All of you, how much have you not made? No problem. We shall see. We've seen it start and we'll see it end. But to our Nigerian youths, this is my message to you. Wherever we are, we may not be with you physically, but we stand in solidarity with all of you. Your pain is our pain. Your grief is our grief. We grieve with all of you. We weep with all of you. We are stunned as you all are. And to all of you international communities watching this happen, because you want to protect your economic interest in Nigeria, listen, if you have any kind of sanity, conscience at all, you've got to do something. Okay? You've got to do something. God bless you all. God bless you all. And I hope justice will be done, if not by humans, by God. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for being here with me. I couldn't take it anymore. I just couldn't. Our national flag is now stained with blood. My daughter was asking me this morning what was going on. I told her what was going on. She is 10 years old. My son is 8 years old. I told the both of them what was going on. I told them the Nigerian government is killing its own people. I want them to know what's going on in Nigeria. I've told them they are all UK citizens, but they know what's going on in Nigeria. My daughter's told me that she will go to school, that she's going to design Nigerian flag, and she said, "Daddy, what do you want me to write on the Nigerian flag?" She said, "Do you want me to write stop?" I said, "Yeah, just write stop killing us." She said, "I'm going to design Nigerian flag and I'm going to write something on it. And I'm going to get my friends in my class to write something on Nigerian flag." And I said to her, "When you are designing the Nigerian flag, do not forget the blood stains. Our flag is stained by the blood of innocent citizens. So whatever flag you are designing, do not forget the blood stains on the flag. That is the new emblem on the Nigerian flag, blood." But that's right. She's going to show me what she's designed and she's going to tell me what she's done. That's much. Thank you. Thanks for being part of that. I'm really sorry that I couldn't deliver what I needed to deliver today in terms of the masterclass, but this supersedes everything else, right? It supersedes everything else. But one love, and God bless you. And please, guys, stay safe. We'll all see this out. The new Nigeria is born. A new era is upon us. We've got to seize this moment and make the most of it. The blood of our citizens that have given their lives in this struggle must not be in vain. The Nigerian government have drawn the battle line. They are at war with their own citizens and their own youths, and I guarantee them they will not lose, they will not win it. Every tyranny that have unleashed mayhem on its citizens did not stand. Go and ask Gaddafi how he died. Buhari, go and ask Gaddafi how he died. Go and ask the Egyptian president how he ended up. Go and ask the Tunisian president where he ended up. Where is Mugabe today? Go and ask every tyranny, especially in Africa, that have risen up against its own people. They don't survive it. No tyrant survives it. They don't. But we'll see. Take care, guys. Goodbye.